Hi everyone, I'm in Paris, hence the Paris slogan t-shirt. I'm very literal. And I am going to do my makeup for a day out at the shows. The first thing to say is that I'm so unbelievably tired that most of this makeup will be about covering bags or making my face look more alive. I've been sort of doing weekends and, you know, working long hours and running around cities as everyone seems to do nowadays. So yeah, skin is tired, body is tired, makeup will be geared towards that. On my skin, I started by cleansing this morning, as I always do. I've then put the Van der Rohe #1 Nourishing Face Serum on. This is a beautiful mix of oils. They're cold pressed plant oils. I've raved about this on Instagram. I think it's fantastic. It is an oil, but it doesn't make skin oily. I mean, it makes skin oily momentarily, but then it's like the skin just goes, and my skin loves it, absolutely loves it. I'm using it morning and night and I can't get enough of it. So the next thing I've put on is this Algenist Eye Serum. It's a wrinkle fighting serum. It's lightweight and beautiful, and I like a lightweight serum. And finally, Decleor, what is this? Hydra Floral SPF. It is a creamy SPF. It's not heavy. It's also not the most lightweight I've ever tried. It really sits somewhere in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna start with base. This is a Vincent Longo Makeup Compact, right? And you have to click it open, because it's water-based, so the water evaporates if you don't. Sponge and the product. Now, I don't really like sponge applicators traditionally. I like a liquid foundation, but I am obsessed with the finish of this. I like pressing it on because I like fairly hefty coverage, well, / need fairly hefty coverage. By the way, if my hand looks weird, it's because I've burnt it twice, so I'm sorry about how ugly that must look, but that's that. Okay, you can go really light with this. If you like a tinted moisturizer, this would be fine. I think it's got algae in it, so it's also got a bit of skincare in it. It feels delicious, like a kind of cooling gel. There's still areas I need to conceal. This is not a, you couldn't conceal with this. I mean, minor things, but not big things. Next up, concealer. My favorite bit. All right, so for my face, I'm going, oh, sorry, I just want to say quickly, wash that sponge. If you get this, wash the sponge after you've used it, because I think it's so easy to let grotty sponges get all over your skin. It's all a bit gross. Okay, concealer, I'm using Bourjois Healthy Mix Anti-Fatigue Concealer with Vitamin Mix, very appropriate, and Laura Mercier's Secret Camouflage in SC3. That's the one with the 2 colours on. This is going under my eyes, this is going on blemishes. And I have to say, this Bourjois Healthy Mix is really good because it's a cream. It's a really sort of soft cream, but it sets well, because I sometimes find that these creamy ones don't really give much concealing, as it were, but this one is great. I would just say I'm going to use any old concealer brush. I mean, I am just using a concealer brush, but I'm just going to say that I'm using this Marc Jacobs one, which is a bit grotty from last night. I didn't wash it overnight. And this is their conceal brush. And it is really, really great because it kind of has a buffing end, so you can soften the edges, but it also is flat on either side, so you can also pat it on. It's just a really useful concealer brush if you're looking for one. Okay, so I'm going to, oh no, sorry, I'm going to do this bit with my fingers, and then I'm going to go in with the concealer brush. So you see what I mean about this? It's quite soft and fluid, but it does actually conceal, and it feels good on skin, which is half the thing that I really care about around my eyes. I don't want anything to feel like it's going to get all cracked and congealed. And I'm kind of, where I want the coverage to stay quite strong, I'm tapping it, and where I want it to move a little bit, I'm sliding. So just different techniques depending on what I'm trying to get my concealer to do. Okay, the Amazing Concealer brush in the Amazing Concealer. I'm going around my nose a bit. Right, I know I still look tired, but my skin is even, and I'm going to try to deflect from tiredness with other makeup tricks. So I'm going to set this with a powder. I wouldn't always set this Vincent Longo foundation with a powder. If you've got really dry skin, don't bother. It's a lovely finish. But like I said, need it to last all day, and my skin tends to get oily over the course of a day, so I am going to powder down with Ilia loose powder. It's an organic brand. This is a really nice powder. It reminds me of the Jolique Rose Finishing Powder, which is also really soft, and the Laura Mercier Fan Brush, which I always use for powder. So because it's loose, I'm just going to tap it into the lid, okay? And just sweep it over my face. So I'm trying to not apply too much of this. I'm trying to be really just gentle with it. Gentle, you know. What's the word I'm looking for? The words keep eluding me. I'm trying to be scarce? No. I'm trying to be stingy with it. Jesus. If you can think of the word I'm missing, let me know. It'll come to me after I finish this video and I'll be annoyed. So forehead, always a big bit for me, big bit of shine. And when I'm doing an area like my forehead with a fan brush, because I like sweeping a fan brush across my cheeks, I tend to just dab it like that. I don't think you're meant to do that, but it seems to work all right for me. Face done, or rather skin done. And you can already see that that actually has woken me up a bit. I look a bit better. But I'm gonna go in hard with bronzer. Suku, cheek brush. Sisley, this is called Fito Touche Trio Pêche Dorée, all in French. Very apt. Okay, there it is. So 2 bronzers. These they're not dark bronzers. Like if you look at them next to my skin, that darkest one looks like that. And then that pink is just peachy. It's a very subtle bronze. It's great if you've got my kind of skin color. It wouldn't be good if you were darker. So I'm swirling it over the darkest bit and taking that here. With my brush, a little bit onto the forehead. I'll have my hair done anyway, so I'll have like a bit of a sweeping fringe. And I'm gonna go into the pink and get that here. Put a bit over my eyelids. I like that kind of softness to tie in through the whole face, so you get the kind of like nice dyed look. Dyed? Yeah, like sepia rather than dyed. The word I was looking for is sparing. I'm going to be sparing with application. No. I'm going to do my brows. Always important step. I'm using this HD Brow Tech pencil in 003 Vamp. So I'm just using Urban Decay Spoolie brush to brush through. Anything would work for this. You could use an old mascara one that's clean. A toothbrush, an old toothbrush that you've cleaned, anything. Brows are easy to brush. Right, there's that. Very thin pencil, and I'm just stroking it through. Not too much at the front. I want to keep those quite fluffy and youthful. But I am going to make a point of going into the high point here and just lifting it, like making sure I'm paying attention to that, because it can all get a bit... Sometimes when you're tired, I think your face can look a bit like it's collapsed slightly. So getting a bit of fake lift in is important. It's also why people sometimes put their blush a bit higher. Here, it just goes and lifts up. And highlighter, which I am going to do. Okay. So this pencil's quite good to fill in actual gaps and draw attention. I'm not sure of its abilities to... it's not soft like a powder. It is you're getting hairs from it. You're not getting that kind of hazy lit brow. You're getting actual hairs, as you can see. Dun, dun, dun. I'm gonna set it with Maybelline Natural Brow Styler, which I like, but too much product always comes off on the brush, so I have to like get it off at the rim, which has made it all a bit garrote. Should do it with a tissue really, but don't have one to hand. Okay, rolling them up and just sweeping, making sure they stay in that kind of up shape, which I love. I like brows to look like, you know, those supermodels in the 80s when they had their beautiful brushed up brows and they looked so abundant and soft. The next thing I'm going to do is add this dewy stick to my makeup. Okay, this is by Chiarte, and I have said this many times, it looks like sweat, okay? And by that I mean the finish it gives you is just this. It's like a wet layer. There's no shimmer in it at all. There's no shimmer in it. There's not even pearlescence. It is just see-through like sweat, and I think it's fantastic. So I'm just going to press that onto the high points. It's going over powder, but it seems to be fine. I mean, in an ideal world, I'd have done this before powder and then not powdered this bit, but I totally forgot, so this will be okay. I'm just pressing it, and it is subtle as, like, you know, if you're someone who doesn't wear makeup, like, or rather likes to get away with saying, oh, I never wear makeup, but you also want to kind of wear a bit of makeup, this is the stick for you. It will give you that kind of soft glow, but it will look like you're just really healthy and sweating in all the right places. If such a thing is indeed possible. Sweating in the right places. Right, let's do eyes, shall we? I'm going to curl my lashes first to get an idea of what I want to do. So I'm using Shure Mirror's eyelash curlers and just giving them a good curl. Oh, that makes all the difference. My face instantly looks more awake when I curl my lashes. I should have done that right at the beginning of the video and then just gone loads of mascara and concealer. I mean, if I were in a hurry and I had to look more zingy, I would literally curl my eyelashes, put mascara on, brush my eyebrows up, wouldn't bother with filling them in. Concealer, bronzer, or blush rather. Blush is better actually to look awake. Done. On eyes, I'm going to use by Terry's Eye Designer Palette 3 in Techno Aura. They're the colours. And I'm going to be using these three. So basically this is going to go across my eyelid. That is going to be, you know, a shadow in this section. I don't know what it's called. And then this is going to give more of an accent. So I'm taking this on a Real Techniques brush, stone shadow brush. And I'm going to take the pinky one and sweep it across the centre of lids. These are all really subtle. If you like a really shimmery eyeshadow that's really apparent and that you can see, these are not for you. But if you, again, like the dewy stick, if you kind of like to pretend that you wear no makeup, but also you want to wear makeup, these are the ones. Okay, I'm getting the darkest one. I'm going here. And I'm tapping this. Okay, so you may not need to do this if your eye is really easy to define, but I can see that the shape of my eye is quite obvious, but in the corner it's not. So I'm going to cheat that and just go like that into the crease. There we go. Okay, and that's done in not the most, it's not blended, it doesn't look great yet. I'll blend it and it will look good. It will look like shadow. Okay, blend with a MAC 217, I think it is. Yeah, 217. I use this all the time. This is the blending brush for me. And just getting it, yeah, back and forth, windscreen wiper style into the crease. And now I'm also going to take a bit of the darkest shade underneath. Now this is not going to give definition per se. Well, it will give you soft definition. It's more that kind of like painterly definition. So your eye socket will look defined, but it's not a line. It's a really pretty way to kind of just softly make your eyes look a bit more... Bulbous is a really unpleasant word, but effectively, yeah, bulbous. Okay, here we go. And we're going up and in. Again, just want to bring that socket out a tiny bit more because I'm not doing loads with this makeup. It's not like a big makeup look, so I want the socket to be nice and soft. I'm going to go big on lashes, but first I'm going to take a tiny bit of Marc Jacobs Pink of Me liner and trace it along the lower waterline. This is just the oldest trick in the books to open your eyes up a bit and make them look brighter. If you did this in white, it would look extremely retro. This pink looks slightly retro, but not quite as much. And as it fades, it will look much less so. So that is what I'd recommend. Eyelashes are curled. Let me give them a second curl. I've got the straightest eyelashes in the world, so curling my eyelashes at every given opportunity when I'm doing my makeup is really key. Okay, Marc Jacobs. I've gone a bit Marc Jacobs mad lately. Yeah, I recently made a video with them for InStyle, so I've learned loads about their products and I'm sort of into them at the moment. Okay, so we've got Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara. This is a mascara that everyone's been going on about, and I tried it over another mascara and I didn't really get it, and now I get it. I'm there. I'm obsessed. So I'm going to push this in. It's good because it gives you instant boom lashes, like proper lashes, but it's still feathery and natural. It's not like say Yves Saint Laurent, what's it called, the Faux Effect mascara is great if you want big lashes, but I wouldn't use it during the day so much because I like my lashes to still look a bit feathery and not. I always want people to think, oh, you're wearing a nice mascara, rather than, are you wearing fake lashes? I'm aware that lashes with mascara on are never going to look like actual natural lashes, but I want to get as close to that as possible while still being defined. I'm just taking the spoolie and taking the ends off this. You can do it with your fingers as well. Actually, fingers are much more effective as long as you don't spoil the curl, so you have to be really gentle. Okay, I'm going to move on to the other one and then I'll go back into that one when it's dried. Nice mascara. Lovely wand as well. It's kind of like figure of 8 shaped, so it catches everything, ends and inner corners. I'm going to put a tiny bit on the lower lashes because I've got that shadow behind them. I want it to just be a really soft little like wiggle like that. Soft, really soft. Voila. And like that. I'm just going to touch them at the end. Okay, the ends of this are now dry, but I just want to take my brush and push it into the roots. And that will give me, or give you if you do it at home, that kind of thick to thin thing that is really, looks really great. So just pushing it, you'll see what I mean? It just gives that extra, plus I haven't done eyeliner, so it will give me that kind of fake eyeliner look that I love, but also can't always be bothered to do. Bit of mascara went onto my eyelid, and that's my least favourite thing, because it means you've got to take it off. You do it with a cotton bud, but I don't have one here. Take it off and then put the eyeshadow on again. What a faff. I'm just going to do it with my finger though, so I'm getting the By Terry pink, and then just going to go over that bit. It's not perfect, but what in life is. Lipstick, Bare Minerals. They did a huge range of nudes recently, which I absolutely love because I like a nude mascara. I like a nude lipstick. And yeah, they did loads, and they did them in matte lipsticks, which I don't love that much. They did them in glossy ones. Oh, sorry, I'm going to take my... So now that I've done my face, I've got these Beauty Mart Velcro hair things in. I'm going to take them out. And loads of dry shampoo, so my blonde streak is like white. I'll brush that out later. Okay, yes, I'm taking those out. They're good for holding my hair back when I do my base. And right, so they did these. They did them in nudes, they did them in matte, they did them in mattes, they did them in glosses, and they did them in like shiny lipsticks. And I love the shiny lipsticks. So this one's called Mantra. So I haven't used a lip liner because I'm lazy. I'm not going to use one. I'm just going to push this into the edges, and then my trick, if I don't have lip liner or can't be bothered, is just to take my finger and kind of soften the edges. No one can really tell then. Doesn't work if you have a really precise lip line, but I don't. It's one of the good things about having hazy edges to my lips. They just look like a big pillow. Big pillow of colour. Voila.